there. Thank you so much for being here. You know, 40 years ago, the Supreme Court issued Roe versus Wade. This is the 40th anniversary of Roe versus Wade. We're here today with one simple message for the Supreme Court. Do not redefine marriage. Do not do to marriage what you did to life. We need to continue the discussion. Now, not too long ago, at the March for Life, there were 500,000 people out here marching for life. Of course, the elites of Washington, D.C. couldn't be bothered to notice such a thing, but if they had looked out their window, they would have seen 500,000 people, and they would have noticed that the average age of the marchers was about 17. Am I right? The pro-life movement is a youth movement. And why? Why is the pro-life movement a youth movement? It's a youth movement because young people have figured out that abortion sets aside the interests of children for the convenience of adults. And eventually, young people are going to see that redefining marriage sets aside the interests of children for the convenience of adults. Now, in the unhappy event that the court should redefine marriage, which we pray that they will not, we pray that they will allow us to continue this nationwide conversation and discussion that we desperately need to have. But if they do redefine marriage, 40 years from now, the young people of that generation will have one simple question for our generation. What were you thinking? They're going to say, Dad, you and your partner are lovely guys. I love you, Dad. But did you really think I would never need a mom? What were you thinking? Mom, I know you love me. You and your partner are nice ladies. But the biological connection that was so important to you, did you think it would never be important to me? What were you thinking? What were you thinking? That's what they're going to ask us. But listen, those of you who are here today for marriage, they're not going to have to ask you that question. Those of us who are standing in solidarity with us around the country, let me give a shout out to San Diego. I know they're having a rally in San Diego. I know there's something going on in Salt Lake City. And I know all of you who are here left friends at home who wish they could have been here. Let's shout out for the friends at home. We will be able to say to our children and grandchildren, we were thinking of you and your peers. We were there at the very first March for Marriage. The marriage movement is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. America, the marriage movement is here to stay. Here to be the conscience of America. Here to keep thinking about the children. The marriage movement is here to stay. And 40 years from now, it will be clear to everyone that marriage was the right side of history.
A couple of years ago, a state Supreme Court, following the state Supreme